Good evening, everyone. This is Dina. I have been working this morning or early afternoon on putting up a video for you. So hopefully if you're seeing this, you've already seen the last video. But I wanted to get the first video up that documented my very first week of my 22 new starts in July for Christmas in July. And I am excited to say that I was able to get that ready for you today. So today's stitching was my free choice because it wasn't a new start for the 22 in 2022. It was whatever I wanted to do. So you know me, I looked at my prompts and I had chosen a couple of whips to use as prompts in my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic. And the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic is refill your cup. And your, while you are, the R in your, I was letting stand for Rosewood, Manor, and in this case, it's Winter Quaker. So I pulled out my Winter Quaker, and I am doing this on the call for blue fabric. This picture doesn't do it justice. This model was stitched, I think, on the call for fabric, but it shows up much lighter here than the version that I got. I realized that today when I was looking at it. I like the blue that I have. I think the lighter colors are showing up on it really well, so I'm not mad about that at all. So anyway, this is where I was, and the last time I worked on it, I finished this large motif right here. So today, what I wanted to do was to go back over here and fill in any of the surrounding little tiny snowflakes, birds, things like that, to work my way on over so that I can finish this sort of row here and go ahead and roll my piece up to get my fabric to where I can work on the next big section. So today I will tell you I did stitch 208 stitches. Doesn't sound like a lot, but on my acrostics I do try to get at least 200 stitches, and since it's, you know, late Sunday afternoon when I got started, I felt like that was fair enough, so that's what I did. And here's my progress. Now, you may not be able to tell much about it, but I wanted to tell you all about it. So I'm going to tilt it where you can see it in the light as best you can, because having that roll at the top sort of puts a shadow on it at times. But across here, I did all these little snowflakes sitting all around in here, 13 of them to be exact. And I did both of these red birds today. And yes, that was 208 stitches. And I did count all of these single stranded back stitches in here. I counted 2 for 1. So I'm being fair about it. But I'm just glad to get that part done, because now when I pick it up next time, I have just a couple of little snowflakes, one here and here. And then I've got this pretty little motif that comes in here that's about the size of that one. And then I've got snowflakes all around it, and I've got a little X motif here and snowflakes all around that. So if I can, the next time I stitch, get at least that middle and the X over here and all the little snowflakes around it, it would probably be somewhere between 200, 300 stitches. And then I would be able to roll this on up at least till about right here, and I could get the next start on the motifs to do that. I'm excited about that because on my working copy, to get to the next motifs, I'm going to have to cut and paste another page to be able to finish them. In fact, this motif actually went down onto a new page, so there's a page break right about in here. And I want to go ahead and get that put together so that I can finish the motif as I'm working on it. I like this piece, it's beautiful. I've gotten used to the Valdani threads, the 3-stranded threads. I have gotten used to that pretty much now. I don't particularly like the single strand. I think it's so pale. I can see it at the naked eye, but you're having a hard time, I'm sure, seeing it on camera. All those little snowflakes. Maybe some of the larger ones you can see, but I don't think you get to see how intricate they are. They're very intricate. So, anyway, that's been a joy to work on today, and I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled that I got it done. So that's a good thing. Well, start my new starts again tomorrow. I have 5 slated for next week, and those are Mittens, which is another one of those little perforated paper ones that I want to do for cards or gift tags. And then I have a big one I'm starting, another big one, and that's Christmas sentiments. And then Candle, which is another small perforated paper piece. And then Ornament Fairy by Jim Shore. I'm so excited. I have the Jim Shore piece that pattern is copying. I guess that used it for inspiration. So I want to stitch it so I can do a flat fold on it and stand it right next to the actual carved ornament. I think that would be kind of fun. So I want to get that one started. So the last one is Candy, which is another, like a candy cane. It's another one of my perforated papers. I tried to get that every other one so I'd have a short one. But in this coming week, I'm actually going to have 3 of them, which will be great. I don't know if I'll get a chance to finish them the way I did the first one, the angel one, but it would be awesome if I could, wouldn't it? Because then that would be 3 out of the 5 new starts would be finished. And at the end of 2 weeks, that would mean I would have a net gain of only 5 whips instead of 10. That would be pretty nice. We'll see. No pressure on it. I just want to do the best I can do on them and get them going. Looking forward to that very much. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back again. This is Dina. It is Monday, July 11th, and it is the first day of the week for me to have another new start in my Christmas in July, 22 starts in 2022. So today I was to start on a project that was another perforated paper project called Mittens. And I did start it and I finished it. I was hoping I could, and I've stitched on it off and on all day in between errands and things that I've done. With my husband, we went out to lunch, and then we went to a place called the Tomato House, and they are supposed to have all kinds of fresh vegetables and fresh homegrown tomatoes and things of that nature. And so we did a little outing today. It took some of my time. So it's going on 10 o'clock now, but I did make it. I finished it. And so I wanted to show you how far I had come on it. And what I thought I would do is go ahead and show you how I intend to use it. So here's what I intend to do. There's Mittens. I think they're really cute. I did them on perforated paper. And this is a card holder that you can buy from your local L&S. I think I got these a long time ago from 1-2-3 Stitch. They come in a pack of 5, I believe. And you can either have them up like this, or you can have them oriented this way. That could actually read that way, even though the picture in my book has them up like this. With the word reading properly, you could actually do it that way too, and that would be fine because my card opens up that way. So there's just a flap here, and you wind up gluing or taping, and I'm going to use archivable tape, like picture tape that you would normally use to attach your fabric to if you're going to frame something and use the archivable tape. I have some of that, and I'll probably use it for the card because I just want to hold it in there, you know, in the right spot so that it looks appropriate. But that's what I'm going to do with it. I've already got the little angel and another one just like this, and I haven't got them glued down or anything. They're just sitting in there. But I will tell you, there's a good deal of back stitching in these little things. These stripes in here are back stitched both sides of the stripe, and the mittens are back stitched all the way around. Fortunately, that's all. I didn't have to back stitch the heart or all the designs in it or anything like that, just the outer border and the stripes on the cuffs of the mittens. But anyway, it went well. I'm happy to have it done. And so that means now that I have started 6 new things, and of those 6 new things, I have finished 3. So that's pretty good. I like those odds. I like that percentage. But I just wanted to share this with you. Again, this is coming out of the book, Better Homes and Gardens, A Cross Stitch Christmas. And this one was a 1997 edition. And I'll be doing, hopefully, 4 more just like this on perforated paper to go with my little set that I'm doing for Christmas cards. So I am tickled, very happy. So what I'm going to do is exactly what I did the first time. I'm going to find my next start in this book, and I'm going to look at the threads that are required, and then I'm going to go ahead and put away any I don't need for the next one, and I'm going to pull out the ones that I do need so that it's fully kitted for the next project. But I'm enjoying it. Tomorrow, my new start is a much larger project than what I did today. I will not get anywhere near a finish tomorrow. I will just barely get started. But tomorrow is Christmas Sentiments, and I am so looking forward to starting this one. And my guess is that I'll probably wind up starting it in the middle and work my way across one side and then across the other. We'll see. I've never started anything in the bottom corner. I guess that would be a possibility, wouldn't it? That might be different. But I think that would mess with me. I'm not used to doing that. So anyway, I've got a beautiful piece of fabric here to do that on. It's mocha, and it's from Silk Weaver. And it's a 28 count, and the reason I'm doing this on a 28 count, there's my mocha, is because of the beading. It's sort of like a mirror, you know, when they call for beading on it, and it's recommended for a 28 count. Chances are your beads won't fit if you do 32 count. So I'm going to stick with their recommended 28 count, and I start on this one tomorrow. So I hope you have gotten off to a good start this week. I'm looking forward to seeing just how much progress I can make on this one tomorrow, but I don't have any hopes of anything huge, but it'll get it going, and that's what this is all about. So that'll be fun. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to what you were doing. Hopefully you've been stitching with me, and as I'm sharing my stitching with you. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you either tomorrow or the next day, depending on when I get the video again and share with you what I got started. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Tina. It is July 12th, Tuesday, and I'm here to share with you my new start for today. This is, I believe, my 7th new start, and it is called Christmas Sentiments. I think that's just absolutely classy. Just classy. Love it. It is a Stoney Creek. You know I like Stoney Creek, but I really think that is a pretty one. I've seen other people stitch this all across YouTube over the years, I've had it in my stash forever, and I finally was able to put it in my list of things to stitch for my 22 in 2022, my Christmas in July series this year. So here is how far I got today. There you go. The bottom border. Yes, I started at the bottom. I kind of said that in jest the other day when I said, you know, I don't know where I'm going to start on this one because you can't start at the upper corner. Might have to do a center start. And then I said, or I could just start at the bottom because the bottom is nice and straight and even, and you could just calculate in. I did a 3-inch square in the corner, you know, our little guides that we have, and put my first stitch in. So there's the bottom row, 2 rows of the bottom border, and that was a total of 447 stitches for my new start today. I think that's a decent new start, I really do. So I'm happy with that. And I'll remind you, this fabric is 28 count mocha. It is a silk weaver fabric. This was, I think, something that was gifted to me because, as you know, I've only purchased one silk weaver fabric that I've been able to get. So there you go. The second thing I wanted to mention, other than my new start today, is that I got my ornament today from Cindy of Cindy's Cross Stitch. I got it yesterday. I opened it today, and I got this cute little card with it. It says, "A gift for you." When you open it up, it says it's from Susan Summer, and the design is the magic of Christmas to cross stitch. The designer is Veronica Q, engineer or enginer. I'm not sure how you say that. It may be a foreign language, but I think it's precious. It reminds me of the patterns that you see in the French book that people had been collecting to do Christmas ornaments out of. So wait till you see this. I must confess, I watched Cindy's video and I waited with bated breath to see the ornaments that had been turned in, and I was saying, ooh, I love that one. Ooh, I love that one. They were all beautiful, but there were some that just jumped out at me, and this is one of them. So, Susan, thank you for participating. I am so grateful that I got yours. I think it is absolutely adorable, and the stitching is impeccable, and the finishing is too. So pretty. Love it. Absolutely love it. The colors are gorgeous. I love the little bell. Thank you so much. So now that you've seen the one I received, I will put my clip in here of the one that I stitched, in case you haven't already seen it on Cindy's Cross Stitch. Good evening, everyone. It is the evening of June 11th when I am actually making this video. You will probably not get to see it until the end of July because I am talking about my ornament exchange gift. So you saw me stitching them. I decided to stitch little stockings and finish them as little stocking ornaments. So this is the first one that has the Christmas wreath on it. This ribbon is a pink, rosy pink color, and so I picked this beautiful pink and gold backing fabric to go with it. And I had some lovely 2022 charms that my friend Glow had gifted me. And so this is the stocking that I am going to be gifting in the ornament exchange. Got a little hanger here out of the same linen. I just feel like they were pretty and elegant, and I love the fact that they aren't exactly traditional colors. And you know, I stitched two, so here's the second one. It's finished the same way. It's got the pretty pink flowers in it and the pink and gold backing fabric again. And this one is a gift. I just wanted to thank Cindy for sponsoring this event, for taking the time to organize it, for doing all the mailings. And I know that Cindy loves flowers. And so I chose this one for her. When I started stitching it, I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I wanted to make sure it turned out okay. So this one is going with my ornament exchange, and it is to Cindy as a thank you. So I'm sending both of these. This will be gifted, and this will be to Cindy as my thank you. So that is my ornament exchange. I hope if you participated that you and loved and enjoyed the one you got. I'm excited about getting one myself and looking forward to it. And so I just wanted to share with you what it looked like. And so there's the gift. And then here's the one for Cindy. I think they turned out really cute. I'm really happy with them. And we will pack these up in the morning and mail them off. So I just wanted to share that with you. And of course, when I receive my gift of ornament for exchange, then I will definitely share that with you as well. I hope you have a great day of stitching or finishing, whatever you're working on. So until we get to talk again, happy stitching. That was a great fun thing to do, Cindy. Thank you again for hosting that. I did have a great deal of joy when Cindy seemed to really like the stocking that I included for her. So I had planned that when I found those stockings and I saw them. I saw the one that had the flowers on it, and I knew that had to go to Cindy because she loves flowers so much. Well, that is my stitching for today. It's been quite the busy day, and I've had some unplanned activities today as well. My car wouldn't start this morning. I had a conference call this morning, and then I was to go to lunch with a friend from church, and I got in my car to go, and it wouldn't crank. It's tick, 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 making that little clicking sound, and I thought, oh, that's probably the battery. So I called my friend to let her know I was going to have to cancel on her because I had a dead battery and I was going to have to get my car taken care of. And she says, well, can I just come pick you up and we'll go to lunch and then we'll take care of the car when we get back? And I said, yes. So we did have lunch. But before I left, I called my husband, and he wasn't that far away from home. He's probably on his way back from his errands, and he did come in and check it out, and he did have to jump it off to get it to start. And so he has an appointment in the morning for me. He's going to take my car in to the shop to have them check the battery, possibly replace the battery, go ahead and change the oil because it's time for that too, and just get my car all taken care of. And I am to be on standby in the morning just in case he gets down the road and the car dies on him. So, but I appreciate the fact that he's taking it in for me and waiting for it, not making me take that risk, myself to try to get there. So he's being quite the gentleman, and I'm very grateful for that. Well, I think that's all for today. I don't have anything new or extra to share with you, so I'm going to let you get back to stitching, and I'm going to say good night and happy stitching. Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to give you an update on how my Christmas in July stitching is going so far. It is Wednesday. It is July 13th, and I think it's going quite well. I want to show you what I started on today. Today was another small. I have to put the cardboard here to cover the pattern up because it's right there. But this is the one I did today. It's called Candle. It's another one of the Afghan squares that I'm working on, but I'm doing them as on perforated paper to have them be Christmas cards. And that makes fully finishing very simple. So today I am thrilled to tell you that I finished Candle, and I have her just laying in this Christmas card waiting for me to permanently affix it here. But this is the Candle. There was a lot less stitching in this one than in the last two I did. The last two I did, when I counted up the stitches, it was over 1,000 stitches a piece. This one was only 624 stitches. I didn't count the back stitching, but if I had, it probably would have been closer to 700 stitches. But that's a lot less than the first two that I did. So I hope that's a trend that continues. But I think they're making really cute little Christmas cards, and I'm going to enjoy using those this Christmas. So I wanted to just tell you this. I don't expect this to continue, but as long as I have these little smalls, it might be a factor. I had hoped that they would help me get some finishes. So as it turns out, I have started 8 Christmas starts since July 1st. And of those 8, I have finished 4. So right now, I'm batting 500. That's pretty good. I know this won't continue because I only have a couple of more of these smalls that I've put in here to make these Christmas cards with. So this week will be fabulous because I actually have one more I get to do this week that will be a small. But then after that, I might not have any more finishes. We'll see. But I am tickled. It's going great. That means that so far, I've only added 4 whips to my active whips as far as what I have to work on. So that's pretty good. Those 4 would be the ornament, the Christmas Village ornament, that's the full coverage ornament, the Merry Ho Ho, Kringles, and then yesterday's start, which was Christmas Sentiments. So those are the 4 that are hanging out, and the 4 that I have finished, you've seen, those are the Christmas cards. So that's how it's going. I had purposely planned to have one of these small starts every other start in the beginning because I felt like if I kept seeing finishes in the beginning, it would keep me from getting too afraid to keep going, and that I would be able to try to get all 22 of them started this month. So there you have it. My new start tomorrow is, it's not one of the ornaments, but it will be an ornament. It's the Fairy Ornament, Ornament Fairy by Jim Shore at Mill Hill. So that's not a huge big piece like Kringles, but it's going to have a lot of stitching and beading in it. So it won't be a finish tomorrow, but I'll get it started. And then the next day again is one of my small starts for my cards. So looking forward to that. Can't wait. I have to go do some errands today. I need to buy groceries and get those in the house. And so I'm going to do that now, take a break and do that. I don't know if I'll get any more stitching done today, but you know, if I do, you'll be the first to see it. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everyone. This is Dina. It is the 14th of July today, and I am back to talk to you about my Christmas in July stitching. I am attempting to start 22 Christmas projects in 2022. I am here to share with you today my start number 9. I have this Jim Shore ornament or statue in my Jim Shore collection. If it weren't in the basement, boxed all up under a whole bunch of Christmas decorations, I would have pulled it out and shared it with you today. But when I finish this one, I definitely will take the effort to do that. But it'll be a little while. So today I wanted to start this, and I decided that what I wanted to do was to start in the middle. It's not common for me, but I didn't want to work just on border today, and I was afraid if I didn't start in the middle and I started in a corner, I would be working on border all day for my new start, and I just didn't want to do that. So instead, I started in the middle. Today has been a great stitching day. I didn't have any meetings to go to where I had to leave home. I did have a Zoom stitching meeting with two friends, Mary and Joanne. Ladies, I sure had a good time talking with you today, if you're watching. And I had gotten up this morning early and started laundry and things like that, and then paid the bills and whatnot. And then I came running up here and got started about an hour before my Zoom call with Mary and Joanne. And I decided that I would just stitch on this the whole time we were talking, even though it wasn't the type of thing I would normally stitch on when I'm stitching and talking. But we were all three stitching, so we were real serious about it, and we were having a great conversation at the same time. And I did okay. I only had to frog one thing when I got off the phone, so that wasn't too bad. So this is where I got to. I'll remind you of the picture because it's a very busy, beautiful, colorful ornament. She is called the Ornament Fairy. She is a fairy. Her ears are pointed. And this is based on the Jim Shore carvings. So you'll notice the beautiful swirls in her wings and that sort of thing. But I have actually stitched all the stitches in the girl. I decided I wanted to finish her today. When I started in the middle, it was right around in here, and I went down with her legs, and then I came over and I was going to do the ornament underneath. And when I got busy talking with everybody, that was so confetti heavy, I just couldn't do it. This had a little better strips of color, the folds up her dress, the pretty trim around the edge, that sort of thing. It was easier to do her while I was talking. So I came up instead and did her, and after I got off my Zoom call, my husband and I wound up going to lunch, and when I got back from lunch, and I had time to stitch a little more on her. So I have been stitching on her off and on all day today, and have actually put in 1,057 stitches today. It's been fabulous. That's probably one of the best stitching days I've had in a long while. And it helped that I absolutely adore this piece. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's easy to stitch on the Ada, even though there are a few places where, like in the in her face, the back stitching of her eyes and things, you have to split the squares of Ada. But that's okay. I had a good needle and I was fine with that. All of the holes that you see around her neck and around the hem of her dress, all in here, around right where her wrist would be, all of that in her, all of that are beads. There's quite a few beads in here, and I'm not going to bead it till I finish all the stitching because I don't know if there are beads in the border or not. But I know that there are beads all over this ornament and all over her. So I want to make sure I see where I need beads before I start trying to put them on there, because I don't want to crunch any of them, in my Q-snap. So there you go. This is called Ornament Fairy, and it's a Jim Shore design by Mill Hill. So I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This will be one of the ones I try to finish this year. It will definitely go into my rotation when I finish these 22, for sure. because I want to finish it so I can display it with the little statue that I have. Okay, so that's it for my stitching today. I get to go tomorrow and work at our church. I'm volunteering there at the welcome desk and information desk for our Connect camp. It's the last day of the camp, and there'll be a lot of traffic with parents coming in wanting to see how, the final day and what all they're doing. I think they're going to have a special program for the parents, and so there's extra hands are needed, and so I'll be there tomorrow. But then tomorrow afternoon, I get to stitch. So it worked out beautifully to have a smaller piece to do on a day when I'm going to be at a volunteering event for half the day. So I'm excited about that. I'm still crossing my fingers that I'll get to finish it. We'll see. I will let you get back to what you were doing. I hope that you're enjoying your stitching, whatever you're doing in July. Thank you, those of you who've been telling me in your comments what you're working on, what you're doing in the month of July, if you're doing something special. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So please continue to do that if you will. And we'll talk soon. Happy stitching. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dina. Welcome back. I am here today to give you a report on my stitching. It's July 15th. It's Friday. Well, I've been at Connect Camp. I was a Connect crew member today, volunteering at the church. And we did that most of the morning. I was there from 8 o'clock until about 12:31. So when I got home and had my lunch, played with Coco a little bit because I hadn't seen her all morning. And she wanted belly rubs, of course. Then I settled in to stitch. And thank goodness, I had mentioned yesterday that my start today was one of my smaller ones. And even of the smalls, I think it's the smallest one of those that I'm doing. And it was called Candy. And I'm having a hard time showing you the picture of it simply because the pattern is on the same page. So there's the candy. It was on a band. And I just liked that peppermint candy look. And I thought, I'm going to use that and make that one of my little Christmas cards. So I started that this afternoon after lunch, and it's about 6 o'clock in the evening now, and I have a finish to share with you. So this was a start and a finish. This is my 10th start, and it's my 5th finish. So that's a great ratio so far. I've warned you that I won't be able to keep that up, but for now I have been. So isn't that just perfect? I measured it and I knew that I couldn't fit 2 on there, but one of them fits perfectly. I thought that was really, really cute. I liked it a lot. Really happy with that. The back stitching just makes it pop. So I started to put this on a gold perforated paper, and it probably would have been okay, but since the rest of them are on this same color, I thought, well, I've already cut them apart, so this was my last one of that sheet that I had cut out, so I just wanted to go ahead and finish it up. And I only have 2 more, so I'll look at both of them and see, what color they'll look best on, and then we'll go from there. But you may notice, too, that this card is shaped differently. I didn't realize this when I started this project. I thought they were all the big opening, but they're not. So the rest of mine have this small opening at the top or on the side if you want to turn it this way. So I'm going to have to look at the 2 designs that I had selected and make sure they're going to fit. If not, I'll have to change them. So I have a little research to do here in a minute, but it's all good. And this was only 4 colors. That was lovely. At first I thought it was only 2 colors. And then when I pulled it out today to get started on it, I realized there was a darker red, down here for some shading. And then the back stitching was in 3371. So I had to run over to my DMC over there and grab those 2 before I could work on it this morning or this afternoon. but it worked out great. So there you have it. Another finish, another start, and another finish. So now tomorrow, I don't have any starts planned for Saturday or Sunday, but guess what? I'm changing that. So let me tell you about that. As it turns out, tomorrow I have the privilege of going with my friend Donna to our guild. We're having an event, and the event is a Blackbird design event, and the guild is having a stitching meetup in a library in Marietta, Georgia. And if you have a Blackbird design, you're supposed to bring it and work on it. If you have finishes, you're supposed to bring them for the brag table. And they're going to give us, as for part of our registration fee to come, we will get a Blackbird design and floss to stitch it in. And all we have to provide is the fabric. Since I don't know what the design is, I don't know what color fabric I want to take. So I'm not going to try to stitch on it there. I'm just going to bring it home and work on it at some point. But I have a Blackbird design Christmas in my 22. It is not due to be stitched until, let's see, the 26th of July. That's when I was scheduled to start it. However, since I'm going to a Blackbird event, and I'll need to start this one anyway, I am going to take it with me. And it's called Early Christmas Morning. And I purchased this when I was at my guild retreat back in March. I didn't know when I was going to stitch it, and then I decided to do the 22 and 2022 Christmas in July. And I pulled this out to get it started. So I have it kitted up for that, and I've got my fabric here, and this fabric is a peanut. It's from Be Stitch Me. I think that's going to be perfect. And I have all my floss. So tomorrow I'm taking this with me, and I'm going to start it tomorrow. It's not a scheduled day for new starts, but it lets me do two things. It lets me stitch on Blackbird while I'm at the Blackbird Stitch-In with the Guild, and it's the designer focus for this month for Garon Stitchery, so I will get to work on it and submit it for that, so I'm participating in that as well. I just love it when that happens, when it, solves two things at one time. I love doing that. So this is my plan to take with me for tomorrow. I may or may not take another thing to stitch on. I might, because if it proves too difficult to get started on something when everybody's talking and visiting and running around, then I would like to have something else that I could pull out and stitch on, because we're going to be there all day. So we shall see. But I am planning on starting that tomorrow. So that means that on the 26th, when I would have normally started that, I can shift everything up, and instead of having starts all the way to the 30th, I could probably have my last start on the 29th. Or if I wanted to, I could take another day off sometime in the month if I needed it, if I needed a break, and I could still finish up with 22 by the 30th. But I kind of like having it a day early, so that if anything happens and I run into a difficulty, I've got a cushion, a little better cushion. So there you have it. So today's stitch was Candy. Oh, and I'll show you the book one more time, because I have had a couple of people ask about it. This is it. The Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Christmas, and remember, it's 1979. It's an oldie but goodie. This is what our monthly magazine challenge group was actually started for, was magazines, and then they added pamphlets and books to go with it so that we can stitch in them. So doing this Christmas in July, having the freedom of being able to start 22 different things has afforded me the opportunity to stitch some of the smalls in here that I've been wanting to do. And that's been fun. I've enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to let you get back to whatever it is you were doing before I interrupted you. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're stitching and enjoying it. I sure hope you are. And I probably won't be able to come back and update you again until either late Saturday or Sunday. Not sure because I have to travel, you know, back and forth. And then I'll want to spend some time with my family. And so I don't know if I'll be up in my stitching room. After stitching all day Saturday, I probably won't videotape anything. But if I can, I will. And keep you posted on how things are going with my Christmas in July. I've been trying to put videos up every week because it keeps them from being as long, probably a little less than an hour. And I think that's good, because if I waited 2 weeks to do all of this, starting all of these new starts, I think it would be a little bit of a lengthy video. So I hope you don't mind me putting up videos a little bit more frequently right now. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you visiting with me. I love so much your comments. Thank you for commenting on the video if you do. I know there's some of you who've let me know that you watch on a TV and you can't comment, but you'll go through and put some little emblem, you know, that you do each month, so I know it's you. And I recognize them now, and I can answer you back and at least say hello. I appreciate it very much. And I really appreciate the comments I've been getting about Coco's now and then picture that I posted, or pictures that I posted that my husband did of her in the car when she was an itty bitty puppy when we first got her, versus what she looks like now. She's grown so much and her coloring has changed so much. Our breeder told us that she might silver out, is what they call it, and she did. And she did that fairly quickly, and it was an awkward transition. I've got some pictures of her, and she looks kind of funny because her face is turning white and the rest of her is dark brown, and she looks sort of like she went through some awkward teenage years. It was cute, but she's certainly beautiful now. She's very, very pretty, I think. Well, I hope you have a great weekend coming up. When you're watching this, it may not be the weekend, but for me it is. It's Friday night, and I'm excited about going to the Stitch In tomorrow, and I don't have any other obligations on Sunday. Oh, I think I do. I think we have a board meeting at church, but anyway, that I can do on Zoom. So have a great weekend, get some stitching in, and hopefully I'll get a chance to update you one more time before I pop this video up to share with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is Saturday, July 16th, and I'm here with a bit of an update for you. Late Friday evening, I decided to put away my project I had been working on because I met a goal, and which was finishing that little piece. But I still had a little bit of time to stitch, and I decided I would try to capture one of my animal adventures, and I would just stitch however many stitches I wanted to do till I was ready to stop stitching, and I would count that and let that be the level for that animal. This is only the second of my 8 for the month that I had started working on. But this month is the first month that I'm using Welcome Home from the Cricut collection as one of my 3 projects I can work on. So I grabbed this one because I knew that with those big letters, I could get some stitching in pretty quick. And that's exactly what I did. I started working on the H. I still even have a thread with my needle hanging on it. Let me stick that right in there. So I started working on the H, and I did 304 stitches in that H. So I had met the 300 level that I really like to meet when I do my animal adventures. And I just stopped stitching right there. As I said, here's my thread hanging and my needle. I just stopped it, laid it on there, and went to bed. It was late and I was tired, but I'm really happy that I got the second one. So I have this out. I just took it off my stand to show it to you, but I'm planning on leaving it on my stand and working on it a little bit this evening possibly, if I can. Now, that catches you up from last night. This morning, I got up bright and early and I went with my friend Donna to a guild stitching day, a stitching meetup. And today's focus was on Blackbird designs. It was in honor of the Blackbird designers and, of course, the one that we lost this year. And I just thought this would be a great thing to do. We were asked to bring Blackbird designs that we had stitched in the past to share on the table. And we were also asked to bring a project if we were working on one so that we could stitch on it today. It was fun. We had trivia, we had Beatles trivia, we had door prizes and things of that nature. So we had a great time, lots of door prizes. We had some that we just had tickets and they drew our number. I won one of those. I'm very excited about that. I will grab that chart here in a minute. Here it is. And I will share it with you. This one is called It's Spring Fever by Blackbird Designs. This is the one that I won today. I actually got to choose which one I wanted out of about 5 or 6 that they were giving away. So I love this one because I love the color palette. I just think that's beautiful, and that would go in my bedroom just perfectly. So that's the one I picked. So I thought, well, I don't have a Blackbird design going because I finished my Strawberry Fields Forever. And I had on my list of Christmas starts a Blackbird design to start in the near future called Early Christmas Morning. And this is the one that is. And of course, this is the beautiful piece that you stitch the top and the band and you put it together like a big pin keep. In fact, when I got there today, I decided to take it with me. I guess when I got there today, I realized by reading it that you're to lay it out this way. You stitch the top one, this is the one you cut out for the bottom, and then you stitch the long band that goes around it all on one piece of fabric. And so I had to look at that placement to make sure I was doing it correctly. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I saw that before I started stitching. So I had kitted this up for my Christmas start with Peanut by Bee Stitch Me. And this is what Peanut looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And I think that looks very close to that. So I would get that look that I was after. And I decided I might not get as far on it as I would like to get because it's harder to do a new start to me in a big crowd of people. But I just wanted to contribute to the whole theme of the day. I just wanted to be with it. So I took it with me to start, and I was able to get a start on it. And I was fortunate because most of the people at the table were very serious stitchers, and they were talking beautifully, but they were stitching, very much so. You know, my friend Donna didn't stitch. she'll get me for telling you that. She talked and visited, and that's what she likes to do when she's with people. And that was fine. She was happy, and they were happy getting to talk with her, and I was happy that she was happy. So that worked out. But she was surprised when we got ready to go. She looked over and she said, "You got a lot done." So I did get tickled. Yeah, I just kept my head down and kept stitching most of the time. But here's my start. I actually was able to get 310 stitches in here. So I started at the center and I worked around one of the sides, just working my way down, doing a bit of the stem and then going and doing the leaves off of it, and then doing some more stem and doing the leaves off of it. So that's my start. Now the fact that it's 310 stitches is really, really cool because I wanted to use it as a prompt for one of my challenges. And I was able to do that because I did the 310 stitches today. Pretty excited. So that was lovely. We had lunch brought in, a light lunch. They had sub sandwiches, not Subway, but they were from Publix actually. They were very good. And they had fruit, and they had cookies and chips and tea, all as part of our $10 registration fee. So they did really well. So I came home this evening, said hello to Coco, and my husband and I had a wonderful dinner together, and made plans for our day tomorrow, what we're going to do after church, and that sort of thing. And now I'm back up in my sewing room, and I'm hoping to maybe get one more animal adventure in Welcome Home. Thanks for letting me share that with you. I hope you've had a great Saturday. I know I have. Thanks for letting me tell you about it. And until we get to talk again, happy stitching.
Let the game begin. That's a good girl. She's so smart. She has to move the slider and then flip the little flap over to get to the treats.